Yep. Best Ball Mania, folks. We're here. And you know what's interesting is every time I do this draft, I learn more and more. At this point, we are well into beyond 70 Best Ball Mania drafts here at FTN. And what I'm learning is where I like to draft and how I like to draft. Now, we take a look at the draft right now. I have the third pick. I took my guy, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I get ripped on for taking him. People say, you're nuts. Why are you taking three? It's very simple. A pick is not a reach pick if that player would not be available the next time you select. And Amon-Ra St. Brown would not be available the next time I selected. So I went with him. I went with Amari Cooper. I went with Jerry Jeudy. Then I went with Christian Kirk. I am coming back here on the clock very, very soon. And let's take a look at this. I have my three wide receivers, and I went running back. The only other option to me was TJ Hockenson. And I like TJ Hockenson because I think he can be an elite tight end. However, the two players that I was focusing on that I want to get, and I'm up right now, so we're going to make that pick. The two players that I was focusing on. Let's take a look right now. Running back, there's my guy, James Cook. I also want Javonte Williams or Montgomery. I'm going to take Javonte here and hope that James Cook is available coming back. And I'm going to explain why. I heard a stream recently from Alex Blickel and Two Gun, who do a great job here with their streams here at FTN Fantasy. And they talked about the importance of being unique. Now, if you're going to be unique, we all talk about stacking the right teams in week 17, picking the right game stacks, picking the right individual stacks. That's great. But there is another way to be unique, and that is team backfield drafting. Jeff Radcliffe here at FTN also put out a fantastic article talking about what backfields to target. The reason I bring that up is because if you end up getting Javonte Williams and Samaje Perine, which is my focus right now, let's say in week 15, Javonte Williams is terrible. Then that could mean that Samaje Perine explodes. So all the people that just have Javonte Williams suffers, you do not, and you advance. And the next week, suppose it's Javonte Williams. You just have to make sure that you pick the right backfields when you do that. So since I had pick 3, I decided that is what I'm going to do, and that's what I did here. Now let's take a look at who we're going to select next. And my guy, James Cook, made it back. Son of a gun, we are going to grab him. I love the way this team is looking right now. Take a look. I went in the third spot. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Christian Kirk. Do not underestimate the importance of having 3 solid wide receivers. You have to produce them every single week. Amon-Ra, 100 targets, could be 100 receptions, 100 plus targets. Cooper, 100 plus targets, could be 100 receptions. Jeudy in that Denver offense, they have to score points. Russell is back. Sean Payton is in. They play Kansas City twice. They play the Chargers twice. Definitely need a lead guy. Christian Kirk last year, 80 receptions. If you believe in Calvin Ridley, and I do not have him ranked high here at FTN Fantasy, that's fine. Kirk can still be a solid receiver for you, a wide receiver one-like person. Next, you have Alexander Madison, Javonte Williams, and James Cook. I love this, and here is why. I can take Ty Chandler late, and you know I'm targeting Ty Chandler. You saw him in the week 1 games, preseason games. He is clearly the RB2. I can get him late. Samaje Perine, I'm going to look to pick up here on the wraparound. I can get him. James Cook, certainly Damian Harris if I want, or Cook can be a standalone guy. I have players here that I can focus on that I can go with. And that is what I'm looking at here as well. So I love this team. So far, through the first couple rounds, we have secured 4 wide receivers and 3 running backs. Now, you have to decide in your drafts if you're going to pick someone, you're obviously not taking someone else. So the question is going to be who you're missing out on. In this case, I'm missing out on a quarterback, and I'm missing out on an early tight end. I like TJ Hockenson. I like Dallas Goedert. But given the way the draft went and the value was there, I felt it was more important to take 4 wide receivers early. Those are solid. And then build my running back, tight end, quarterbacks through the middle rounds, which is what I'm going to end up doing. Here we look as we go through here. We still have some time to our pick. So when you have the third pick or when you have a late round pick, you have an advantage of cornering the market when you come around. So I looked at it as like, I can take Amon-Ra first. And then the question is, when I took my second and third round picks, how do I want to corner the market? What advantage can I have over the other Best Ball Mania players? I felt the advantage was better to have 3 solid wide receivers. I have the best wide receivers on this board right now. No doubt in my mind. That's my advantage. I like Najee Harris. I've been higher on Najee Harris, but those sort of running backs you see around this area, let's see, Ramondre, Josh Jacobs, Gibbs. Josh Jacobs, don't know his status. Ramonde, now Zeke is there. He's going to take goal line touches. Jahmyr Gibbs, again, David Montgomery also there. Breece Hall, forget it. Najee I like, but I liked the advantage of having the double pick, and I almost got Najee in the wraparound. He went 2 picks in front of me. That is what I'm trying to do, get an advantage over my opponents. I'd love to have an elite quarterback. There was a Best Ball Mania draft I did this weekend where I started with the first pick, Justin Jefferson, and was able to get Devonta Smith and Jalen Hurts. If I can do that, I'll do it. But in this case, I tried to take an advantage, given my draft pick and selection spot, with wide receivers and running backs, which is what I have. So now we have to look at tight end. I'm not going to reach for a tight end. There are late round tight ends that I love. A Gerald Everett, a Tyler Conklin. Jawan Johnson looked great with Derek Carr. So the question is, who am I going to target now? How am I going to do this? So we'll take a look. Let's see. Up next on the clock, 3 running backs, 4 wide receivers. Let's just take a look and see what's there. I love Courtland Sutton. Let's see. There's still distance to Russell Wilson, so I can get him no problem. With the running backs, Rashad Penny, Brian Robinson. There's my P. Ryan guy again. And tight ends, I like Njoku. Dalton Kincaid's a guy I really like. That's a tough one. In this case, I am going to take Courtland Sutton. Okay, which means that I am committed to getting the Russell Wilson stack, which is fine. I have the Russell Wilson stack. I have Javonte. I'm hoping to get P. Ryan as well. That's a lot of Denver, but that is a way that I can differentiate myself. So I'm still looking for a tight end. I'm still looking for a quarterback. Tight end is an interesting one because if you look at the list on Underdog Fantasy is very important, has not caught up to the information. Greg Dulcich is still tight end 12, yet he was not with the starters in their preseason game, in their week 1 preseason game against Arizona. It's Adam Troutman, and Adam Troutman is going tight end 36. So those are the sort of values that are going to lead me away from going for tight end because I think I can pick some things up late. Okay, now I'm on the clock again. There's Gibson, Dillon, Penny, Charbonnet, P. Ryan. P. Ryan would be my 4th Denver Bronco. The other question which I need is, can I wait for Russell Wilson to come back around again? That's going to be the question. I think I can. Wide receiver, Kadarius Toney, Alan Lazard, a lot of guys there. I think I'm going to take P. Ryan and complete that field. There we go. So if you look at our team right now, our projected team, what we have Madison, Javonte, Cook, and P. Ryan. Fantastic. I don't need to have the backfield made for James Cook. I don't. Because James Cook could be a top 15 fantasy running back, a top 15 winner for you in Best Ball Mania if he ends up staying healthy. I have Javonte and Samaje, which is a way to differentiate if Denver is, in fact, as good as I think they can be. And Alexander Madison, I'm certainly going to target Ty Chandler late. Make sure to get those comments in if you have any questions. Amon-Ra, Cooper, Judy, Christian Kirk, Courtland Sutton. 5 solid wide receivers. And the receiving tree in Denver has consolidated even more now because of Tim Patrick not being there. So the focus here coming back around, let's take a look and see who people are picking. Dak Prescott, when I took a chance at Russell Wilson, is Russell Wilson going to be there? That's my focus. But we have backup plans. We have Jared Goff. We can stack with Amon-Ra St. Brown. But what I have here is a very unique build. I am pushing back tight end. I would have loved to get Goddard. I would have loved to get Hockenson, but that's not necessary to me to avoid the advantage that I have with wide receiver and running back. And I have the solid backfield right now with Cook, Madison, Javonte, and Samaje P. Ryan. There goes Rashad Penny. There goes Rashad Bateman. Another player that I am targeting in every single one of my drafts is Kenneth Gainwell. Bo Wolf from The Athletic, who's the beat reporter for the Eagles for The Athletic, on our team preview series here at FTN, talked a month and a half ago about how he thinks Kenny Gainwell is going to play a major part. Rashad Penny, great early down running back. But how many times have an early down running back who's had injury problems been someone you can rely on the entire year? not very high. DeAndre Swift has been there. He showed some wiggle the preseason, but Kenny Gainwell didn't play. I would not be surprised if Kenny Gainwell is the lead running back for the Eagles, which behind the number one offensive line, as per Dan Fournette, and as per most rankings here, that's a good place to be. So Ty Chandler, going back into it here, Ty Chandler and Kenny Gainwell would give me 6 running backs. That's what I want. I want a 6 running back build, especially because I've now waited on tight end a little bit. I want to be able maybe to pick up 3 tight ends because I'm going to have to play weekly upside. The focus here is definitely Russell Wilson. If not, Jared Goff is still there. Notice tight ends have hit a dead zone. There's often times in your drafts, folks, where tight ends do not get picked. David Njoku was someone I was considering picking my last pick. Hasn't been picked, hasn't moved at all. Neither is Dalton Kincaid. You have those comments. Make sure to get them in there, please, and we will get them up as soon as possible. We continue to move forward here. Coming up in about 5 picks, there goes Freiermuth. Russell Wilson still not getting picked, which is a great sign. There's Cousins, there's Jones, there's Rodgers, there's Goff. Kincaid just goes. I understand that. No problem. Boy, people don't like Njoku. MS Doom took Freiermuth ahead of Njoku. Strong feelings there on Pat Freiermuth. Kincaid went, who I think is a solid pick. I love Khalil Shakir. I spent time at the Fantasy Football Expo in Ohio and Canton with the FTN crew talking about the greatness of Khalil Shakir. Jeremy Poplars and Daniel Kelly editor must want nothing to do with me at this point. So it looks like hopefully things should work out here. Wide receivers, other options. There goes Kirk Cousins. See, this is a dead zone for wide receiver. Nico Collins, Romeo Doubs, Alan Lazard, Zay Jones, Jacoby Myers. None of those guys do much for me at all. There goes Devin A-Chain. Again, we don't know his role. I don't want unknown roles right now. That's not something I'm looking at. KJ Osborne, Jonathan Mingo, I like both of them. The question is, can I wait on tight end? It's going to be very difficult to pass up on tight end if David Njoku is still there because I think he could be a key part of that offense. I just don't know if I can wait again on Russell Wilson and go 4 quarterbacks. That's a good question. Okay, there goes Njoku. Solves my problem. Thank you very much. I appreciate that Adam's app because I didn't want to think about it. I was thinking about risking it one more time. We'll take Russell Wilson. There you go. So we've completed our stack with Russell Wilson. We have 1 quarterback, 4 running backs, and 5 wide receivers. There goes Daniel Jones coming up again. Now, do I double stack with Jared Goff? I don't think so. I don't think the benefit of having the double stack outweighs me being able to solidify that. I think Russell Wilson could end up being a top 5, top 8 quarterback this year. I don't think Jared Goff can. And I know that he has some great matchups late in the season against Chargers, Cowboys, things like that. I'm not going to reach for Jared Goff in this spot because more than likely every week, Russell Wilson is going to be my quarterback. Looking at other positions, I'm now on the clock. Dulcich is there. Remember that it's not a guy we want to take. Irv Smith, Jawan Johnson, Tyler Conklin. I think that's an area I want to be in more often than not. Running backs, McKinnon, Bigsby. Damian Harris is still there. I don't want to handcuff. There's Kenny Gainwell. Kenny Gainwell's not going to make it. I'm going to take him now. There's no way Kenny Gainwell is making it back to me. That's my guy. I now have 5 running backs and 5 wide receivers. Again, if you think a player, look at where I'm picking, folks. I'm picking right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's almost 19 picks between here and my next pick. I don't have to worry about it. Not going to happen. Not concerned. So I love this build. If I go early or I go late, I usually have a build like this. In this case, I went 4 wide receiver times 4. The only reason this would change if I picked late in round 1 is because I do like to grab Najee Harris and have some almost of a hero RB. People are talking about Jaylen Warren stealing carries with the first unit. Forget it, folks. Jaylen Warren is an undrafted free agent. Jaylen Warren will definitely work in, as almost every team right now has another running back that works in. But he is not threatening Najee Harris on those high cholesterol, on those critical touches that a running back needs. Najee can catch passes out of the backfield on early downs. Even if Jaylen Warren becomes the 2-minute guy, and even if Jaylen Warren becomes a guy who they use on passing downs, Najee is going to get the ball at the goal line. Najee is going to be able to catch some passes early. Not a lot of running backs do catch passes early. He is going to be able. So, and if I pick at the end of the first round, I like to add Najee in around my wide receivers. The ideal build that I've used a lot is being able to get a stud wide receiver or two wide receivers, a quarterback, and a stud tight end. But that stud tight end to me has to be TJ Hawkinson. It has to be Dallas Goedert. And if I can't get one of those, I'm going to pass. So right now we're moving forward. We have 1 quarterback, 5 running backs, and 5 wide receivers. Perfect. Coming back around, here go the running backs. This is why I took it. There goes McKinnon. There goes Elijah Mitchell. There would definitely be a couple other running backs that will go. And tight ends have not. They've dove into wide receivers, a wide receiver area I have no interest in. It's always a good feeling when you're doing your drafts. Jacoby Myers, no interest. Zay Jones, no interest. Alan Lazard, no interest. Michael Gallup, no interest. Darnell Mooney, no interest. There goes Tank Bigsby. That makes me more confident ever that I made the right selection because I took Kenny Gainwell. The only other running back I need on this team right now, given my 5 here, Madison, Williams, Cook, Perine, Gainwell, is Ty Chandler. That's the only one I need, and then we'll end up with 6, and I'll go with that. So the focus here is 1 more quarterback, padding wide receivers, and getting my tight ends. That's my focus right now. Go down to the bottom. There goes Aaron Rodgers. Chio Kongwu. I love Chio Kongwu, but I don't love Chio Kongwu more than Kenny Gainwell. That's why I didn't take him. Rodgers, Harris. I took Harris. If I wasn't able to secure the backfield of Denver and secure the backfield, which I think I'll be able to, of Minnesota, then I would have secured the backfield of Buffalo. But I don't know about you. It's always tricky to me to secure and get a player who has an injury in the preseason. It's just not something that I'm thrilled with. That's my concern here. Dalton Schultz, Cole Kmet, it's fine. Dalton Schultz, there's a lot of Cowboy fans who rave about Dalton Schultz. They're very mad they lost Dalton Schultz. I'm not sure you can pencil Dalton Schultz in with CJ Stroud and that offense, the same level you have with the Cowboys. If that's the case, I have no interest in taking him at pick 136. Cole Kmet is up as well. Van Jefferson, we're a couple picks away. Watch another running back sneak in here just to make it good. There it is, Jaylen Warren. That's my point. That would have been Kenny Gainwell. That's what I'm trying to say. Always get your guys. So I have 5 running backs, 5 wide receivers. Not looking for a running back here. Want a wide receiver and or tight end. There goes Tyler Algier. And we'll be on the clock in a minute. So let's take a look and see. Goff is still there. I don't want to reach for him. If I take him with last pick, it would have been a mistake. Boy, I love Jonathan Mingo and KJ Osborne. That's probably the debate. Tight end, there's still plenty of guys there. Irv Smith, Juwan Johnson, Ferguson, all those guys. Here we go. Marvin Mims. Osborne with Minnesota. Jonathan Mingo. I'll take Osborne. Is there a quarterback? Let me just check quarterbacks. Goff is there if I want to stack Goff. Purdy's late. Is KJ Osborne going to make it back to me? Yeah, I'm going to take KJ Osborne. He's listed as the number 2 receiver, and Addison is there, and so is Hawkinson. But KJ Osborne last year was 60 receptions with Adam Thielen, with Justin Jefferson. He's such a value because he's going later. I think he's a guy we can take here. So we're up in 3 picks. Quarterbacks are going to go. That's fine. I could take like a Brock Purdy as my second quarterback. And my highest drafted quarterback, to be honest, is Desmond Ridder. That's a guy I've liked a lot. So there goes Rondale Moore. No interest in Rondale Moore in that Arizona offense. Diminutive. Sometimes has injury problems. We don't know when Kyler Murray's going to back. Are they going to end up tanking for a quarterback because they have a new coaching regime? Too many questions for Rondale Moore. KJ Osborne in a passing offense with a solid team. It goes Devin Singletary. If you have Damian Pierce, that's another backfield you can target to have both of them. Numbers don't lie. And then Hodel. I think Hodel's taking a wide receiver. He's got 2 quarterbacks already, running back, wide receiver. My guess is that he takes a wide receiver to get to 6. Numbers don't lie. Has 6 wide receivers. Take a 7th. He could. Could also take a quarterback. Let's see. So if we look at wide receivers, I love Jonathan Mingo. If he was still there, that would be a possibility. Not crazy about any of these other people. Numbers don't lie. Timed out, which is always annoying because he ends up probably taking somebody I want. No, he took DJ Chark. That's fine. Hodel is probably taking a wide receiver. Could take Mingo. That's my guy. Jonathan Mingo, to me, could be the number 1 wide receiver in Carolina. I know there's questions with Bryce Young, and there's also questions, folks, with that offensive line, which looked abysmal against the Jets, who got in the backfield every single time. There goes Zeke Elliott. See, I got Jared Goff. I'll take Jared Goff here. See, I waited on Goff, and I still got him. That's the point. It's always a good feeling when you wait on a player and you're debating, and the other guy ends up coming to you. That's fine. So clearly at this point, 2 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 6 wide receivers. I have to focus on tight end. And what I'll do is I'll pick 2 because I'll have the picks when they come back around where I'm back to back. Dulcich is not there. I can take Troutman. That would be my 5th Denver Bronco. And for all of you out there who think that stacking 5 players on a team is a mistake, totally false. If you choose to stack, the win rates have been proven using our data here at FTN to increase if you end up going more than 3 players. 4, 5. The sort of tipping point is 5. You don't want 6 because 6 is almost too many. But if you stack 5 players on an offense that you really like, think of the Bills, think of the Chiefs, think of those type of offenses. And I think this Denver Broncos offense can be that good. If you get to that level and you have 5 players, it's often a positive win rate and a positive effect. Let's see what we got here. Jerry Nasson, great breakdown. I appreciate it. Jerry also believes Carr is greater than Goff. I get that, Jerry, but number one, there's 2 things that reason I went with Goff. Number one is the week 15, 16 schedule. Week 15, 16, 17 schedule for Detroit is fantastic. I think they have a game at home against the Cowboys, Chargers, that sort of thing. Plus they're inside. Plus I took Amon-Ra St. Brown. If you had done this draft, Jerry, and you had taken Michael Thomas, you had taken Chris Olave, then obviously the pick right now is Jared Goff. That's the move. So a lot of times it's contingent upon what you do earlier that causes all these issues. And that's what can happen here. No problem. Let's take a look at the chart. There goes Mingo. That's fine. I knew I lost out on Mingo. It happens. But I liked getting Goff as my second quarterback because I had the stack with Amon-Ra. Mingo can be a great, great buy here, especially in this round. Round 13, look at the receiver. Dulcich, who's not even a starter. Gerald Everett, who I like Donald Parham late. Tyler Higbee in an offense that could be questionable. Adam Thielen, who Mingo is more athletic and could get more targets than. That's a great pick there by Connor Robb, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see as we keep going here. Sam Laporta, Detroit. You know, I have issues with tight ends, with rookie tight ends, because you guys all know the stats that no rookie has received. Only 5 rookies in the last 25 years have gotten more than 50 receptions in their rookie season. Only 5 tight ends in their rookie season have gotten more than 50 receptions in the last 25 years. So that's always a concern. Jalen Hyatt goes for you Giant fans out there. That's fantastic. There goes Kendra Miller, Jeff Wilson. Again, Kendra Miller, by the way, he may not even he's hurt. He's out of the lineup. You know, Kamara's coming back after 3. Jamal Williams is there. I mean, there's so many things back and forth. Jeff Wilson is fine. Jordan Love. See, I liked Goff better than Love because I ended up stacking. And I could get Marvin Jones late as well, by the way, with that Jared Goff and Lions stack. So this is definitely a tight end focus for me coming up here. We have 6 wide receivers. We want 8. I'd love to have 8 wide receivers. 5 running backs is 13. 2 quarterbacks is 15. And then take the 3 tight ends. That would be my ideal build. I can always swap out one or another there. Okay, we're coming back around. Here comes the tight ends. Quarterbacks, Purdy's available. Zamir White. I think they're going to sign Josh Jacobs. The GM said, don't worry, we'll get him in camp. Ty Chandler is down there. I don't want to lose Ty Chandler. That's important to me. All these wide receivers. Justin Ross got hurt. Devontae Parker, no way. I think I have to take a tight end. Taysom Hill, Irv Smith in Cincinnati, Dawson Knox in Buffalo, Hunter Henry. Yeah, I'm going to take Hunter Henry, and I'm going to tell you why, because I think Mike Gesicki got hurt. Tyler Conklin's there. I like Tyler Conklin. We'll take Conklin. Tyler Conklin with Jets. 2 consecutive seasons, folks, 60 receptions with horrific quarterback play. Tyler Conklin could inch up 65, 70 receptions, but getting him around 14 is a great, great value. So coming back around, the question is, am I going to want to secure Ty Chandler? I do not want to miss out on Ty Chandler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think he's making it. I think I have to take Chandler here, and then that would give me 6 running backs, 6 wide receivers, and that would leave me 12, 14, 15, 3 last picks, which would mean 2 tight ends and a wide receiver. I don't want to miss out on Ty Chandler because that will be my secure running backs for sure, no matter what happens. And you could get production from Chandler and Madison. It could happen. Yep, I'm not running the risk with Chandler. I'll play around with tight ends. I'll mix and match the tight ends. I mean, there's a lot here late that I can go with. Johnson will be gone, but you get Jake Ferguson, the Dallas tight end. Hunter Henry, I said I liked. Gesicki's hurt. Cade Otton is the starter in Tampa Bay. No doubt about that. Adam Troutman, like I said, in Denver, I want to pick him up. Logan Thomas. And there's options. There's no interest in Jimmy Graham. And even my guy Donald Parham late. So that's fine. The way my build has gone, I have realized that I'm going to be punting tight end, and my tight ends are going to be weak. I have no problem with that. Russell Wilson, Jared Goff, solid quarterbacks. Madison with Chandler handcuffed. Javonte Williams with P. Ryan handcuffed. James Cook, who I think has standalone value. And Kenny Gainwell, who could be the starter in Philadelphia for all we know. Wide receivers. Amon-Ra should be close to 100 receptions. Cooper should be close to 100 receptions. Judy should be close to 100 receptions. Kirk should be about at least 80 receptions, 70, 80 receptions. Sutton, same thing, 70, 80. And KJ Osborne, who's an integral part of the Minnesota attack and could be even more part of that if there's an injury to Jordan Addison. Tight end is Tyler Conklin, late round tight end, but a top 20 tight end for me with Aaron Rodgers as quarterback. Aaron Rodgers always able to find his tight ends. You remember the 11 touchdown year with Robert Tonyan? Could see something like that with Tyler Conklin, a guy who's gone back-to-back 60 receptions in 2 consecutive seasons with far inferior quarterback play. Let's take a look at the chart here. Paris Campbell, Isaiah Hodgins. I just want to avoid these type of wide receivers late. I don't want any part. Donovan Peoples-Jones I like, but I do believe in Elijah Moore. Isaiah Hodgkins, no, because there's a myriad of wide receivers there. How do you know Jalen Hyatt's not going to be better at the end of the year? Rashid Shaheed is hurt right now. He comes back. Yes, there's Chris Olave. Yes, there's Michael Thomas. No, Paris Campbell with the Giants. No. John Mechie, Curtis Samuel, none of these picks do anything for me. Glad I took Ty Chandler where I did. So coming back around on we're going to be in round 16. It looks like a tight end. So I'm probably ending my draft with tight end, wide receiver, tight end. Or if I really want to grab Ritter as my third quarterback, I can always do that. I mean, Russell is my guy, and I have a heavy stack involved with him. But I can grab Adam Troutman late. That's always an option as well. But I probably need at least one more tight end. That goes Jawan Johnson. I like Jawan Johnson. He's an integral part of there. But Taysom Hill is certainly there. They've signed other players. It's a Jimmy Graham is there. I mean, I just don't know. I don't want to invest a pick where I'm hoping that Jawan Johnson gets more than a third of the tight end targets. It just seems Tyler Conklin is the starting tight end for the Jets. Adam Troutman appears to be the starting tight end for Denver. Those are the guys you want here. Even though their numbers may not flash, Logan Thomas with Washington, even though those numbers may not flash, I don't want a tight end in Jawan Johnson in round 15, who I'm hoping does end up with a third of the targets. That's my deal there. Coming back around, Taysom Hill, Jawan Johnson, Curtis Samuel. I love this team. And never get affected, folks, by if your score is not better than anyone else, if you don't have the most points, 3,300, because what it means is you actually have a unique build. So if you don't have a huge score and you're worried that your score may not be fantastic in comparison to other teams when the underdog breaks it down, it's going by their ADP. So don't worry about it. Let's see where we're at. There goes Jerome Ford, Tajay Spears, Kareem Hunt. That's why I took Ty Chandler. He was not going to make it back to me. People end up scrambling right now for running backs, and what you're getting are basically handcuffed running backs. But Ty Chandler, the way he looked in the preseason, could have standalone value in some games, especially if Minnesota gets down. Just tremendous. There goes Jake Ferguson. On the clock, I'm 3 up. Let's see where we're at. Zamir White is still there, but I do think, Dawson Knox is massively undervalued. I get that Kincaid is there, but they're going to go with a lot of 2 tight end sets. Dawson Knox is going to be on that field a lot. They do trust him. He's not going anywhere. Joe Biscaglia, the Bills beat reporter, talked about that. There goes Tank Dell. We're shied away from Dawson Knox because of Dalton Kincaid, but Dawson Knox is going to outperform a late 16 round selection. More than likely, yes. Hunter Henry also there. And he's certainly a red zone target for Mac Jones. I know it's not a pass-happy offense, but still something to think about. There goes Devontae Parker. That's a good pick. Bryce Young. See, there's my guy Desmond Ridder. There goes Fournette. Well, it's time to take a tight end. Man, Dawson Knox is still there, huh? Any wide receivers? Because I could probably wait. There's Shakir. I like him. Richie James. Justin Ross got hurt. Do I take Richie James? I bet Richie James will be there. I'll take Dawson Knox. Luke Musgrave is with the ones. I'll take Dawson Knox. I'll take the discount value. I know he's not great, guys, but I don't know if he's that bad. All right, so it looks like with the 6 running back build that I have, I got 6 wide receivers. We okay in bye weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4 on bye weeks here. So I got to find myself another receiver to make sure that I have one. Tight ends, I got 7 and 13 with Knox and Conklin. Those are fine. Let me see wide receivers. Richie James bye week is 10. Quarterbacks. Oh, quarterbacks. Russ and Goff are both at 9. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll with my 2 tight ends of Conklin and Knox because I still think they're both involved. And if Kincaid ever gets banged up, then Knox can be a huge value here. I need a quarterback. Ritter has a bye 11. I like Desmond Ritter late. I will take Desmond Ritter here to make sure I have a quarterback for that interesting week 9. We'll take Ritter. There we go. And that's it. We're going to come back with a wide receiver. There's our goal. So our build right now, folks, is 3-6-6-2, which is fine. We'll have over 2,700 projected points, which is also fine. That's what we're looking at here. So the only weakness of my team is that I did wait on tight end to go with Conklin and Dawson Knox. Not fantastic, but I love my quarterbacks. I love my stacks. Russell Wilson, when he has a big week, can go nuts. And I have the wide receivers there. Amara, Judy, Kirk, and Sutton all on week 9. But of course, sometimes you get thrown off with the bye week. You got to realize, folks, everyone has bye weeks and everyone's going to have low scores. So sometimes giving up that bye week and forsaking it, Justin Ross goes there, he's hurt. That's a terrible pick. Sometimes is not a disaster. So here's my question. Do I want to roll? Do I want to roll with my 6 wide receivers and take good old Adam Troutman, who's going far too late here? That's another bye week 9, though. That's the problem with Troutman. It's another bye. So I have 2 quarterbacks on a bye. Probably the smart thing would be to take a wide receiver and hope a wide receiver that plays in 9. Conklin and Knox. Who's out there? Michael Wilson is there. Nakua. Josh Palmer's been real solid. Marvin Jones. That's another week 9. I'm getting killed in week 9 here. Sterling Shepard with the Giants. Boy, he looked good in practice the other day. Remember, they used Sterling Shepard. That could be the pick. As much as I like Adam Troutman, I don't know if Troutman's going to give me that value that I want here because he is a blocker for sure. I think the move is to roll with Conklin and Knox and get a 7th wide receiver, given that I have 4 wide receivers, on bye in week 9. That's what I'm going to do. There goes Hardman. There's Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We're coming back to the end here. Yeah, we're going to go as Trent Sherfield also. Sherfield in that is creating buzz for sure in that camp in Buffalo, which is a big offense. Their bye week is 13. The move could be to take Sherfield. That could be the move, especially if Gabe Davis disappoints, which is certainly possible. All due respect to Adam Pfeiffer here at FTN, who loves the Bills. Huge Bills fan. What do you think, folks? Put in the chat. Trent Sherfield or take Troutman as the Talus in the house. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. What do you think, guys? Mike, give me an answer. Adam Troutman to give me my 5th Denver Bronco. My 6th Denver Bronco, actually. Or go with a wide receiver such as Trent Sherfield with Buffalo. I think I got my answer. I think I'm going with Sherfield. There goes Mike Mayer. We're grabbing tight ends. Tight end desperation time here at the end of the draft, folks. Noah Fant, Jelani Woods, Cade Otton. Cade Otton's a starter. Bobby Trees, Puka Nacua. Everyone loved Puka Nacua. Couldn't talk enough about him at the Fantasy Football Expo. The love is real, Puka. Just understand that. Did Sherfield go? I think Sherfield went. Did he? Somebody take Sherfield? No, he didn't go. I'm on the clock. Let's see if he's there. Trent Sherfield. He's there. That's the move. We're in. There's our team, folks. 27-25, which is fine. The build is 3, 6, 7, and 2. We go with 2 tight ends. The weakness here is Conklin Knox. But if you gave me one wish, it would be to have health for my tight ends throughout the year. Because other than that, I am loaded at receiver with 4 solid guys who should get 100 targets or more and great running backs. Like this team, we got to let Russ cook. That's the key, folks. Letting Russ cook. Mike Randle, FTN. Follow me on Twitter at Randle Rant. Be back again next week. Thank you, Talus. Told me wide receiver, and I did it. Best Ball Mania, folks. Redraft season's upon us. We are ready to roll.